is up, guys? Chasing up the new 80s revolution is back. Back on the YouTube. Back on all of your handheld personal devices. Your PC home computers. Back after what has to be at least 2 years. I've been gone for at least 2 years. Yeah, we had some update videos. I took you to Niagara Falls with me. We met Hulk Hogan, but really feels like I've been gone at least 19 months. But I'm back now. I'm back tonight. And I don't know what's happened, but I'm in a completely different room. Where's the Nerd Cave? The Nerd Cave is around the corner and down the stairs. Tonight, we are hanging out in my living room. Or what I have now been calling the theater room, if you will. So basically we have two living rooms, and this was kind of one of those living rooms that just had furniture in it, and nobody ever really sat in there. We didn't have a TV in here. We all gathered in the family room, and this was kind of like the nothing room that, the dog slept in. But then we remodeled the entire downstairs of our house. So this room and the kitchen, the dining room and the family room. And this room was just too nice to ignore. So we decided to get some different furniture in here, get a TV up on the wall, and turn this into more of a second living room, a second family room. And then we took it a step further and said, let's slap some cool paint up on the wall. Let's hang up some movie posters. Brought the pops upstairs, as you can see over there. And we've turned this into kind of a little makeshift theater room. So I actually, this is now my favorite room in the house. Obviously, aside from the cave downstairs. But so why am I in this setting? Well, tonight I wanted to do something that I've been wanting to do for a while with you. And that's basically show you guys my TV show on DVD collection, so you know what I'm watching and how I spend my evenings with the television. Television in my life, if you remember back to when we did the show on TV shows of the 80s, but television played a pretty big role in my life up to a certain point. Cartoons we've talked about, television shows we've talked about, movie. So basically all that stuff that I grew up with, wrestling, all that stuff. So I never really pictured myself without, having cable TV a part of my life. But nowadays, I don't watch television. We have DirecTV. It's not on this TV. We have DirecTV in the other room. But the TV that's in here, we have, it's a smart TV, so we have Netflix and Amazon Prime and YouTube, of course, and we don't have Hulu, so we basically just have jumped into the modern age, and we're getting our entertainment from these other sources, these apps, because there is absolutely nothing on television that interests me at all. I have DirecTV because I need the Yes Network, which is a regional New York thing for the Yankees. It's basically the Yankees network. About 140 plus games are broadcast on the Yes Network. So as a Yankees fan, I can't do without that channel, and I haven't really figured out another way to watch Yes. I can't stream the baseball package because the Yankees are an in-network or in-market team, so I get blacked out. So I basically have DirecTV for the Yes Network and for the Madison Square Garden Network, which shows the Sabres games. Without those two interests, I would not have any kind of cable system. I once kept it for my kids because they were, into Disney Junior and all that, but now they have completely morphed into Amazon and Netflix, so they don't even really watch the television either. So my television entertainment now comes from the shows that I actually want to watch. And they're the shows that I own. So for probably, I don't know, a solid, I don't know, 5-6 years, maybe longer, I've been collecting TV shows on DVD. And I don't buy everything, obviously. I buy stuff that I want to watch and will watch multiple times. Because again, I'm not getting my entertainment from television. So tonight we're going to go through my collection and I'll show you what I got. And I'll talk a little bit about, the shows that I love and my memories of them. And trust me, there's shows in here that I have not seen. I didn't watch them back in the day. And I haven't seen them yet, but they're sitting here waiting to be watched. And you might be surprised by some of those. Some of these 80s classics that I have never seen and have yet to watch, owning them. So that's what we're doing tonight. That's why you guys are hanging out with me in my living room. That's why we're drinking some local Genesee Brewery beer. And if you want a tour of the rest of this room, or even the rest of the house, let me know. I'll bring you around. I'll show you where I live. Bring you out of the nerd cave, bring you into the real life of me. But first, as I always do, talk about some stuff that's going on. 991 subscribers. We are 9 away from 1,000. That has always been my goal for 2 reasons. One, it's just a pretty awesome number. The second reason is it makes me an official YouTube partner. It allows me to apply to be an official YouTube partner, which means I make money off of these videos. That's right, money. How much money? Pennies. Literally pennies for the traffic that I bring in. But it's still kind of the principle of the matter. I'd like to get to that level. And beyond, of course. So 991 of you are with me. We've got 9 more to go. There will be some kind of a celebration at 1,000, and you guys, of course, will be rewarded for that. One of you, anyway. Maybe 2 of you will be rewarded when we get to 1,000. You've probably realized that I'm not on here a lot, or as frequently as I once was. And that's for a variety of reasons. I mean, life, being in a good enough mood to come out and do this with you guys, the YouTube partner fiasco that they switched up on us out of the blue, certainly the failed project of having a co-host, all that kind of piled up and impacted my motivation to be here with you guys. So there have been thoughts in my head of actually stopping this this fun that we've been having, this adventure that we've been on together. But then I realized that as a result of this channel, I know more people than I've ever known in my life, and I have, more friends, albeit internet friends or YouTube friends. But I've talked with more people and interacted with more people than I did in my, in my regular life. And you guys actually really seem to care about the product that I put out. That is shown in multiple different ways. That is shown when, we connect on Messenger and we just have, random conversations throughout the day. You guys sending me links to stuff that you think that I would like. You guys putting stuff in the mail and sending me items just because. And when I mention to somebody, hey, don't worry about sending me that. That's awesome. Thank you very much. You don't have to do that. What can I get for you in return? The feedback is always the same. It's always, you entertain me. This is what I want to do to show my appreciation for you entertaining me. And that always blows me away and always will. So because of that feedback and because of the interest from you guys, I don't want to stop this channel anytime soon. I want to keep going with it. I want to keep coming up with fresh ideas and entertaining ideas for you. I'm putting together the 80s video game show, so we'll put that together and then we'll just take it from there. But I don't want to stop because I've got to know a lot of you guys, and you know who you are, the people that I talk to on a regular basis. I don't want to stop that, so I'll keep this thing going as long as it's entertaining. We continue to gain subscribers. As long as you're entertained by what I do, I'll continue to do it and hopefully get out here more frequently and do it. So blah blah blah, that's enough of that. Let's talk about my TV show DVD collection. I'll go through these quickly. I don't want to spend too much time boring you with details, but this is one of those shows that I have not seen. I maybe watched an episode or two as a kid. I did not watch any as an adult, and these are still sealed. But I'm talking about the ATeam. Obviously classic 80s show that for some reason as a kid I didn't watch. Again, probably saw an episode here and there, but when I crack this open, which will be soon, when I crack this open and watch this, I'll be seeing it for the first time, which I'm kind of excited about. Why haven't I watched this? I don't know. It just didn't, I just didn't watch it as a kid. I don't remember what night it was on. I don't remember what time it was on. There must have been something else that I was doing. But they are all mine, all 5 seasons of the ATeam. In fact, all but season 5 I got for $7.99 at BJ's Wholesale Club, which is like a Costco. So I got all 5 seasons, still sealed, haven't cracked them open yet. But the ATeam is going to be one that I get into soon. Another one, same story. One that I was not interested in as a kid. One that I have not seen since purchasing it. It's still sealed, is Airwolf. Don't know a lot about it. Don't know if it's great. Don't know if it's horrible. But it's, it gives me some memory flashes from when I was a kid and knew that it was on or saw it in the TV guide and just completely ignored it because I didn't care about helicopters. But Airwolf is in the collection and will be viewed soon. Now, one that I did see as a kid and have watched straight through as an adult is Elf. I own all 4 seasons of Elf, and I binged this. I'd say about a year ago, I sat down and completed the whole Elf collection. And, I refuse to get into the does it hold up discussion, because if you're a fan of this decade and you're a fan of the product, everything holds up. You may not be as entertained by it, you may not laugh as much, but everything holds up. Even if it's cheesy and horrible, it still holds up because it's, because you love this stuff. So Elf not only holds up, but it's hilarious. There was a lot of episodes that I just laughed at, like real laughing. And it's a good show. It's a fantastic show. It kind of takes a strange turn at the end. For all of you, Elf fans, if you remember the final episode, or it kind of takes a weird little twist. And in fact, there's a Christmas episode that will bring you to tears, and you're like, what the heck? It's a story about this puppet alien thing. What's with the Hallmark Channel Christmas episode? It was like, shocked me to see the how serious they got with the Christmas episode. But Elf is in the collection, and Elf has been viewed in its entirety in this past year. A show that I bought because I remember my dad loving this show, and I remember that it was on after Cops on Saturday nights. And in the late 80s and early 90s, Cops on Fox on Saturday night was a staple in our lives. But right after Cops came Alien Nation. And if you don't remember this, it's been a long time since I've seen it. Obviously, I haven't seen it since the original airing. Apparently, it's only one season and 22 episodes. Alien Nation the series was a spin-off of a movie where pretty much aliens come to Earth and they are human form and they live amongst us. That's all I can remember about this show. I do know that they had these weird tattooed heads. And I think they had sex by touching each other's spines. That's all I remember. I don't know if that's true or not. But I don't know. This was cheap, and I think it was in Walmart, and it was, like $19. And so Alien Nation is in the collection. A little bit of a modern addition to the collection. I remember getting one of these really cheap on a Black Friday, and then the first season I really liked, so I bought it. But American Horror Story, season 1 I loved because it's a basic, simple haunted house story, and that's how I like my haunted house stories, nice and basic and simple and jump scares and whatever. Of course, I was excited about season 2, and then I was like, this sucks. And I didn't watch any of the other seasons, and I don't own any of the other seasons. So I'll watch season 1 again. I'll watch season 2 if it's gripping, if I like it, then I'll continue to buy the rest of the seasons. But I really wanted American Horror Story season 1, and then season 2 was like $5 on Black Friday a couple years ago. So I got that. This is a show that I saw episodes of as a kid. I remember this show was on like midnights during the week. And during the summer, as a kid, I would stay up probably till like 2 in the morning watching TV, and I would sleep until noon. And I kind of remember I would watch, Love Connection, and I would watch Family Feud, and then Taxi would come on, and Barney Miller was on. And usually around Barney Miller, I was falling asleep. So while I've seen the episode, or some episodes, I certainly can't remember anything about this show. But I thought it's got some nostalgia history for me. It's a highly rated show. There's a lot of fans of this show. And so I bought the series. I have not yet watched it, but I own Barney Miller, which apparently, it's a cop show, and basically Manhattan, New York City cops back in the, late 70s, early 80s. Just kind of the adventures of the cops within the precinct. It's a comedy. It's cheesy. And then apparently there was a spin-off, which is included in the set. The Abe Vigoda series, Fish, the short-lived series Fish, is in here as well. So, soon, someday, I'll crack this open and enjoy me some classic Barney Miller. Now, I've known you guys for a while. I consider us family, friends, and I can speak honestly with you without fear of judging. Beverly Hills 90210 is a guilty pleasure of mine. I absolutely love this show. And I can't wait to rewatch this. I have seen this. Not in DVD, but I've seen it on, we had an old channel here called the Soap Opera Channel, and Beverly Hills 90210 was on. So I've watched many episodes since the original airing, and I can't get enough. Can't get enough of some Jason Priestley and some Luke Perry and those sideburns and that really huge, hair. And I love 90210. I can't wait to get into this. Guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure. 90210. Even got some of the dolls downstairs. Got every season of that. Show I picked up really cheap, again, because it has some of those middle of the night memories for me. Again, as a kid, I would stay up late, and during one of these eras, I didn't have cable in my room. I've told the story about how I had cable in my room and all that as a kid, but during one of these eras, like age 12, 13, I didn't have cable. I just had, a TV. So Fox was, a channel that pretty much ran all night. The network channels would shut off at like 2 a.m., I think. So Fox would run all night. And so when I was staying up late, that was the channel that I kept on. And for the most part, they always had, cheesy sitcoms, Barney Miller and things like that. So one of the cheesy sitcoms that only lasted 2 years, but it was on in the middle of the night, and I watched it. It was Bosom Buddies with Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari. And this was really, really cheap. These were like $9 a piece. And there's only 2 seasons. And so I thought for some cheesy nostalgia, middle of the night fun, we'll grab Bosom Buddies. Now, am I going to be, can I barely wait to watch this? No, this will probably be one of the last ones that I watch when I go through this collection. But, I'll watch it and maybe it'll be good. And I don't know, maybe, but it's cheesy nostalgia. Bosom Buddies. No television series collection is complete without the Brady Bunch. And I've read recently, I did a little Wikipedia on the Bradys. This was not a very popular show when it was airing. Apparently this never cracked the top 10 with the ratings and whatever popularity. This was not a really well received show when it was airing. But obviously from syndication and nostalgia and pop culture, this has grown in popularity. But when it was originally airing, it was not a very popular show. But I mean, this show was pretty much on in my house. It felt like for 10 straight years. You could always turn on WTBS and there'd be a Brady Bunch episode on. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times I have seen these episodes just randomly on TV. I've seen every single Brady Bunch episode, and I have not gone through this yet. But I can tell you I've seen every single Brady Bunch episode multiple times due to syndication, kind of like Seinfeld. But it'll be a little taxing to try to sit down and watch this straight through, because that's how I watch these shows. I don't just watch a random episode here and there. I pretty much, this is the show that I'll be watching now for 6 months or whatever. So every night I'll watch a couple episodes. Might be tough to get through this whole thing because I think it does get cheesy. But again, everybody's collection needs a Brady Bunch. Now, you guys know I'm a big Dallas fan. And so I got into evening soap operas. And there was a whole little collection, a little run of them. There was Dallas, of course. There was Dynasty. There was a show called Knots Landing. And then there was a very sort of underrated, unknown, short-lived spin-off or addition to the nighttime soap opera thing called The Colbys. I can't tell you anything about it. I don't even think I watched this when it was airing. But I know that it's part of that evening soap opera thing. Same kind of, drama, romance, backstabbing, rich family, the Colbys. So it's short-lived. It's like I don't know how many seasons it is. It's 2 seasons. So 2 seasons of the Colbys existed. So I'm guessing it's not that great of a show, but I do like me some nighttime soap operas. So the Colbys is in the collection. To wrap up the first portion of this video, and we'll keep it going a little bit. Well, what can you say about the cause? When we talk about wrestling, I try to suspend the real life person from the character. We all know that Bill Cosby has gotten himself in a little bit of trouble lately. And so when I tell you this, please, it has nothing to do with what the cause is doing in his real life today. This is one of my favorite freaking shows of all time. I have watched this straight through. I did watch this complete set, and I love it. The show is funny. It's emotional. You don't lose interest in the show. Every episode is fantastic, regardless of whatever's happening in the cause's life today. But this is one of my all-time favorite shows, and like I said, I've seen this once. I've run through this once, in addition to all that I saw, in previous, in earlier life, watching it when it first aired. But I have watched this DVD collection straight through, and I absolutely love it, and I probably will do it a couple more times. The Cosby Show, one of my favorites. All right, so that is part 1 of my DVD on TV, TV on DVD collection. We will be coming back with part 2. Stick around. I'll be right back.